that you are well, and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 2 English lesson on aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts. Then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts, grade 2. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of context clues. All right, so context clues. We said our chapter is context clues. Our subject is English Language Arts. Grade 2. And the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter of context clues is to use context to identify the meaning of a word. All right, so we are doing context clues, and the lessons that we are focusing on is to use context to identify the meaning of a word. All right, so if you don't know the meaning of a word, right? Look for context clues, right? So if you don't know the meaning of a word, then it means that context clues is like where you look specifically in a word, where you look within your sentence and you basically come up with what you think the the meaning might be of a word. So context clues, if you don't know the meaning of a word, then we must look for context clues, for clues within the context of what the let's say basically your sentence might be about. And context clues, right, are nearby words that help you figure out the meaning of a new word. It's nearby words that will help you figure out the meaning of a new word. And if we look at the few examples, right, it says Megan was glum. So the word is glum. So Megan was glum when her, let me just make that word a bit bigger. Let me do that. All right. So we can then say that Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. So Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. If your best friend moves away, how would you feel? So how do you feel when your best friend moves away? Right? So which means that we need to look at the context within that sentence that will tell us what the meaning of the word is. So we can say Megan was glum when her best friend moved away. And another word for glum, right? That we can guess what it is. We cannot guess that glum means sad, because if your best friend moves away, then you are sad. And then another one says, he said sorry, but I was still irate. He said sorry, but I was still irate. So the word irate. Somebody did something to you, right? They hurt you. They made you mad, right? So then they come to you and then they say sorry. So now it says he said sorry, but I'm still irate. So irate can mean that you are angry. So you are still angry. And then another one says Mr. Lee keeps his home tidy and clean. So tidy, tidy and clean. And another word for tidy, right? It's like where you're going to keep it neat and clean. Because tidy means neat. And then be cautious. Move slowly and watch your step. So be cautious, move slowly, and watch your step. And the word cautious, right? It means that you need to be careful, especially when they say move slowly and watch your step. So be careful, watch your step, and move slowly. So if we look at our sentences that we have made mention of, right? The way our sentence is constructed, it will give us an idea of what that word or the meaning of that word is. And that is what we call context clues. It's like we are finding clues within the context of that sentence. All right, so we said that if we look at the sentences, right, and then we will be able to find our clues within the sentence of what we think the word in the sentence means, right? Because the way the sentence will be constructed and we don't know a word, right, then there will be something within that sentence that tells you how you feel about something. All right, so that's context clues. So now we're going to A plus students.ca and we're going to continue on context clues. And once again, we say if you don't know the meaning of the word, you're just going to have to look for context clues. All right, so now we're going to A plus students.ca and we said our chapter is context clues. And the lesson that we're going to be focusing on is to use context to identify the meaning of a word. All right, so we made mention of a few words, right? And we see that if you don't know the meaning of a word, you need to look at the context clues, right? And the context clues are nearby words that can help you to figure out the meaning of a word. These context clues will be within your sentence, it will be within your paragraph, right? It is words that will basically give you an idea, or your sentence, or words within the sentence will kind of give you an idea of what that one specific word is that you don't know of, or words that you maybe don't know the meaning of, right? And yes, we made an example of glum, which means sad, irate, which means angry, tidy, which means neat, cautious, which means that you need to be careful, right? And we call those context clues. All right. And if we look at the sentences, right, it says, what does glossy means? Glossy. I always print my pictures on this kind of paper. It is bright and glossy. So what does glossy mean within that sentence? Glossy. All right. So we said, what does glossy mean? I always print my pictures on this kind of paper. It is bright and glossy. So we need to say what glossy is. So the word glossy, glossy. So what does glossy mean? And if we look at the word glossy, right, then glossy, it says, I always print my pictures on this kind of paper. It is bright and glossy, right? So glossy can mean that it is bright. So glossy can mean that something is bright, or we can say something is shiny. Yeah, so shiny is correct. So it can either say it is bright, or we can say it is shiny. So well done, shiny is correct. All right, so it is shiny. All right, so glossy means it is too shiny, it is too bright, right? Glossy. So which means that the context clues will help you to know that glossy means shiny. Yeah, so shiny is correct. So now it says, what does grimy means? Grimy. It says Brenna's shoes are clean, but her sister's shoes are grimy. All right. So if we look at the word grimy, not glum, grimy, then it means that grimy means it is something that is dirty. So dirty it is. So the boys always quarrel and never get along. What is the meaning of quarrel? So the boys always quarrel and never get along. Another, we need to choose a word that means quarrel. What do you think quarrel means? You're quarreling and you never get along. What does it mean? So quarrel. And if we look at the word quarrel, right, then quarrel means to have a fight. Whether it is a physical fight or it is a verbal fight where you guys are just constantly arguing. So that is what quarrel means. Yes, fight is correct. Glossy means that it is shiny. Think of the lip gloss that you wear, right? If you buy lip gloss and now you put on the lip gloss and then it makes your lips shiny. So it's like a bright, shiny on your lips. So that is what glossy means. It's shiny, it is bright, right? So that is glossy. Do you want me to explain again what glossy means? Glossy is when it is shiny, when something is bright. And like I say, it is like, for example, girls who buy the lip gloss, right? And then the lip gloss makes your lips shiny, it makes your lips bright, right? So that is glossy. And then once again, before we move on, then we have grimy, which means that it is dirty. And to have a quarrel is like having a fight, but it's a verbal fight, right? You guys are exchanging words, and that is a quarrel. A quarrel is a fight. All right, so we need to go into the next one. It says, what does construct mean? Construct. So construct means, it says it took the builders 5 years to construct that big bridge. So construct, what does it mean? What do builders do when they are constructing something? Yes, so construct is to build something. Think even if you have to, for example, maybe for a project or natural science, a technology project, and now they say you need to construct something. It means that you are building or making something, right? So that is construct, is to build something or to make something. So construct, it means if you, especially it says here that you need to make a bridge, and then bridges are made by builders. So which means that construct means to make something or to build something, right? Yes, we can say build or we can say to make something. But build is correct, make is also correct. And a dog yelp when I stepped on her tail by mistake. What does it mean when they say a dog yelped? If that's the word, when yelped. When I stepped on her tail by mistake. All right. So if we say for example you step on a dog's tail, right? It says the dog yelped when I stepped on her tail by mistake. So whether it is a mistake or intentional, right? Whenever you step on the dog's tail or paw, or something, right? The paw or something, and then we can say that the dog would be basically the dog will basically jump up and cry, right? And that is the sound that it makes. It says that it yelps, but that is basically a dog crying. All right, and then we go to the next one before we go to our test. It says, even though Tracy looked everywhere, she could not locate her friend. What does it mean when they say locate her friend? All right, so locate. The word locate, right? If you were to locate someone, then it says, enough though Tracy looked everywhere, she could not locate her friend, which means that locate means to find her friend. So locate means we need to find her friend. Yes, so find is correct. All right, so now we're going to our test, right? So we're going on to our test where we need to use context to identify the meaning of the word. All right, so once again, what does construct mean? You need to use the context clues, and it says it took the builders 5 years to construct that big bridge. So, construct, is it climb or is construct make? So, construct, we said that is it climb or is it make? All right, so we can say construct means to make. So, well done. Make is correct. The next one says, what does satisfied means? Satisfied. It says, I am very satisfied with Karen's work. I think she did a great job. So I am very satisfied with Karen's work. I think she did a great job. So satisfied. I'm very satisfied with Karen's work. I think she did a good job. Is it I am ready or happy? So satisfied, we said satisfied means happy. Distressed. Distressed. At first, Andrew felt distressed about the news, right? So now he feels fine. So if somebody's feeling distressed, what do you think they are feeling? If somebody's feeling distressed, are they upset or are you happy? So are you distressed? It doesn't mean you're upset or you are happy. Look at the word distress. Look at the word that is inside of that word that is distressed. They have the word stressed inside of the word distressed. Inside of the word distressed is the word stressed. If you are stressed, stressed out, how are you feeling? So distressed is, are you upset or are you happy? So distressed, if you look at the word distressed, then we can say that Andrew felt distressed about the news. So now we can say he was a bit upset about the news, right? But now he feels fine. But distressed, there's a word stressed inside of the word distressed, right? Which means that he was a little bit upset about the news. Then it says Jane, Sarah, and Leah are such a close trio. So trio, Trio, trio. As is Jane, Sarah, and Leah are such close trio. And the word trio, right, means three. It's like all three of them, right? Is it a village or group of three, a trio? So Jane, Sarah, and Leah are such a close trio. So trio means that it is a group of three, right? Either three girls or three boys, but it's a group of three, right? So a trio, is it a village or is it just a group of three? A trio. Jane, Sarah, and Leah is a trio. So Jane, Sarah, and Leo, we say that they're a close trio, and trio means like a group of three. Like the word three stands inside of that word. Three, yo. So what does revolves mean? Revolves. They usually say something revolves around you or something does not revolve around you. So they usually say, oh, the world does not revolve around you. So what does revolve means? It says I want to go on the ride that revolves in a big circle. Revolves, does it mean it goes down or does it mean it goes around? Because like I say, they usually say the world does not revolve around you. So what does revolve mean? Goes down or goes around? All right. So if we say what goes around or what revolves around me, and then we can say goes around means revolves around. So revolves is like something that goes around something else. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on context clues. Thank you very much for joining the lesson, and I really hope you're going to have a good day further. Goodbye. All right. So goodbye.